Alright, it's time for a reaction video. So I actually got this suggestion from one of my mates called Ilka, so a huge thank you to you. And the video topic is dating women made me understand men. And it's quite interesting because this video has quite a lot of views and I would love to see what this person has to say. And with that said, let's jump straight into it. Alright.
So as you may remember, I came out as bisexual last year. And since then, I have been dating women. And what I found very fascinating is that the more I date women, the more I find myself understanding heterosexual men.
That's funny.
Let me explain. Exhibit A. I was on a first date with a girl who asked me out, by the way. This is relevant. Because when the check came, she never once made a move to pay. Not even like the fake, let me reach for my purse move. And though I don't mind paying on a date, part of me felt like, the offer would have been nice.
Exactly. I mean, the thing is, I know most people never want to pay. They try to finesse their way into not paying, but at least it's a nice thing to say, or at least be polite by saying, hey, do you want me to pay my half, or stuff like that. If you're someone that asks someone else on a date and you expect them to pay, obviously it's a bit weird. There's another reason why girls always say that they never ask out a man, because this way they can finesse their way of not having to pay. So yeah, that's quite smart though.
I was also a little taken aback that she didn't even say thank you. And I never heard from her again. It really made me feel like she just asked me out so she could have a free dinner. And the moment I thought that, I was like, oh my god, I sound like all of my guy friends right now. And my argument against why guys should pay for dates has always been like, look, girls take hours to get ready. Our investment is looking really nice for you. Makeup, clothes, that costs money too. But we were both girls in this situation. We both took hours to get ready, so I definitely felt slighted. Exhibit B.
The thing is though, like, I know some people will get pissed that I'm pausing. Guys get ready as well. I know, like, if I'm someone that goes out or is even just remotely hanging out with someone, I always make sure that I look my best, get a haircut, or at least be someone that's put in the work when it comes to wearing the nicest clothes. So I understand, like, when it comes to girls, they wear more makeup and all that kind of stuff. But obviously, when it comes to us guys, some of us have to put in the work as well.
On another date, I went back to a girl's house and I ended up making friends with her cat. That's not a pun. I'm talking about her literal, actual animal.
Okay.
And she said, wow, my cat never likes anyone. I better go out and buy a wedding dress.
What is this?
And again, I felt like I got some serious perspective. I have been guilty of making these kinds of jokes on dates with men. I never really thought anything of it. I was just being silly. But then when I was on the receiving end of it, I suddenly understood the panic. And finally, exhibits.
The panic? I mean, if someone would say that to me, it depends on the individual, right? Some people can't really read social cues, but most of the times you can definitely tell that or at least definitely see that a person is actually joking or taking the piss. But maybe it might be because I'm 22 years old, I'm not that old. Perhaps if you're like 30 or 35, you're constantly thinking about getting married. And if someone makes a joke like that, you might be a bit paranoid, but who knows? Maybe that's just me,
See, one girl invited me back into her house, and her specific words were, do you want to come in and make out? Obviously, I'm like, yeah, you're really pretty. I want to press my face to yours. But then when we got there, we both just sat on the couch and she talked till like 3 a.m. And I was like, yo girl, I gotta wake up at like 6 a.m. I was told there would be kisses here. There are no kisses. And like, look, I don't want to sound like an asshole. Like, I don't mind talking. I love talking. But she could have said, do you want to come in and just talk? And I would have had totally different expectations for the evening. Finally I started falling asleep and I was like, hey, I gotta go. And I gave her one kiss and left. And I felt sad that the amount of kisses promised did not equal the amount of kisses delivered. And once again, I felt like a dude who was upset that I did not receive the expected physical kisses I was promised. And I wanted to talk about this because I felt like this has really been expanding my perspective when it comes to dating. I finally understand a lot of the complaints my male friends have about dating that I admit I would usually dismiss. But now I really get it when they say, dating is just so expensive, man.
Sometimes I feel like a girl doesn't even like me for me. She just wants like a boyfriend.
Nah, I mean, okay, maybe for some. Obviously, I feel like sometimes it's like, yeah, hey, they just want you for the way you look. But obviously, Depends on the guy. If you're someone that's rich and you spend a lot of money, obviously they're gonna say, hey, yo, I want that Gucci bag, I want that Louis Vuitton bag. But if you're someone that just goes there and look pretty, obviously they might just want you for your looks. So it all depends on all of those things. But at the end of the day, it's just the way you frame yourself. If you're someone that puts yourself in a position where you're constantly showing off how much money you've got, obviously you're gonna like attract gold diggers. And that's one of those things that I always see. A lot of men always say like, yeah, I only get like girls that want my money. Or people sometimes, people that don't even have a lot of money, look at like other examples and look at other men that only attract gold diggers and say, hey, look, see, women only want the money. But the truth is, you're only attracting those kind of people that are only looking for those kind of things. So at the end of the day, it can also be your fault. I know people don't want to take responsibility, but if you are someone that is serious, and if you are someone that wants someone to actually like you for you, you need to be someone to be liked and not be someone that just looks good or just has money. I hope you kind of understand what I'm saying. But anyways, let's just continue with the video.
I wish it were more socially expected to go Dutch on the first few dates, but you're like
Dutch. Go Dutch. I mean, for those people that don't know, I was born and raised in the Netherlands, so yeah, it's kind of embarrassing.
Jerk if you even suggest it. And any experience that expands your compassion and understanding is one that I think is worthy of sharing. So what about you? Have you had any experiences that have shifted your viewpoint dramatically? Let me know.
So yeah, let me know. Do you guys have any weird experiences in your past that you want to share? Definitely let me know in the comment section down below. And I do know that when it comes to your dating and when it comes to women, obviously it's not like every single one of them is the same. Same when it comes to a lot of men. It also has to do with who you are as a person, how you've been brought up, cultural aspect, and how you put yourself. If you're someone that always tries to come across as this perfect man that has a lot of money, obviously they're gonna expect you to pay. But if you're someone that's gonna come across as more humble, try to not get finessed, obviously you're gonna attract different types of people. But I mean, I still understand her perspective and the perspective of most men. But when it comes to me, I feel like a lot of times people complain too much and don't want to take responsibility. And although when it comes to a lot of these points, they are actually true, but at the end of the day, there's a lot of things that you can do as a man as well. Don't be someone that's constantly flexing your money. Don't be someone that only looks good but has like zero personality. Obviously, you're gonna attract different types of people. Because if you're someone that is actually a really cool guy with a great personality, you look good, and perhaps you even have a lot of money, obviously, you will attract better people than if you're someone that has a lot of money, look good, but zero personality. So also keep that in mind. And that's pretty much the end of this reaction video. So I hope you found it useful and informative. If you did, definitely let me know in the comment section down below. And please leave a thumbs up for the YouTube algorithm. And also, if you're someone that wants to see more videos like this in the future, please consider hitting the subscribe button and I hope you brother out. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I genuinely appreciate your time and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye bye.